Why are some people building massive wealth while others stay broke forever? I found 7 silent traps that secretly waste money and destroy your chances of becoming rich. These aren't obvious mistakes, they're hidden in plain sight, and the worst part, the rich already know this, but no one talks about it. So I'm exposing them. Every single one. And the last one, it's the reason most people never reach financial freedom. So if you care about money, wealth, or just not being poor, watch until the end. The first thing you need to avoid on your journey to wealth is working solely for money. Imagine this. You have a boring job, but it pays well. You quickly accumulate a decent amount of money as your income grows rapidly. Your friends see this and likely admire you, thinking you're successful. Your parents and relatives probably feel proud of you too. However, over time, your income potential starts to hit a dead end. Let's call this path A. Now, imagine a different path. One where you have a challenging job, but the pay is lower. The first few years might be tough as you learn and adapt to the job. You might even struggle to pay bills and cover other living expenses. Your friends may think you're falling behind, and your parents may not agree with the path you've chosen. But over time, your income potential will skyrocket. This is path B. So, what's the difference between these two paths? Path A prioritizes money from the start, while path B focuses on 2 crucial factors: skills and equity. Every self-made millionaire most of us know chose path B because it's the only way to build sustainable wealth. Take Richard Branson, for example, an entrepreneur, investor, and philanthropist from the UK. Despite not having a degree, he started his entrepreneurial journey with a magazine called Student. Though it didn't start off as expected, that magazine eventually became an integral part of his music business. But what truly mattered were the lessons he learned along the way. And those experiences played a crucial role in the successes he later achieved. When you possess a range of skills that can help you a high income, it feels as though you're holding the key to a large door, unlocking a world full of opportunities. Because once you equip yourself with valuable skills, money will no longer be a concern. You'll never face the desperation of financial struggle again, because you've become your greatest asset. Think of each job you take on in your youth as a chance to acquire a new skill, like the multifunctional tools in a Swiss Army knife. Each blade brings a new ability, serving different situations. And today, I truly believe that if you can learn high-income skills online, like copywriting, video editing, or programming, you'll always find a path forward, no matter the challenges. The demand for these skills is growing, and there's always a significant gap in the market waiting to be filled. You might think that many people are already doing these jobs, but the reality is that 99% of them can't meet the true demands. Your competition isn't as strong as you think. They lack commitment, they lack finesse, and they lack perseverance. And it's these very things that will become your opportunity. When you develop your skills to excellence, you'll realize that you can make a massive difference, and your life will no longer be filled with scarcity. Believe in your value and keep honing your craft, because only then will you be able to stand strong in this world. Now let's talk about the second key, equity. Equity means owning a percentage of a business so you can benefit from its profits. There are several ways you can own equity. The most obvious way, and the route many millionaires and billionaires have taken, is to start your own business. However, you can also acquire equity by working and contributing to a company if you have a special skill in a particular area. This is known as sweat equity. Finally, you could buy shares in certain businesses, although I don't recommend this unless you have the skills to help that business grow quickly. My friend often tells people to either start their own business or ask for equity from their employer. While I completely agree with this perspective, it's important to have some self-awareness in this area. First, it's truly worth working for someone else to learn essential skills before starting your own business. Second, you need to be realistic. I never believed I would get equity in a business just because I contributed a small part to it. So, when you ask for equity, make sure you have solid reasons to prove why you deserve it and how you can add value to the business rather than simply taking from it. You need to focus on becoming someone who truly deserves equity. The big lesson here is that too many people get blinded by money and forget the importance of skills and equity. This is the biggest trap. The more obsessed you become with making money for the sake of money, the less likely you are to earn it in the long run, and this will hold you back from achieving sustainable wealth. The second thing you need to avoid is a lavish lifestyle. Imagine driving a bright yellow Lamborghini through the sunny streets of Dubai. You park it in front of a luxury restaurant and order a $500 filet steak without a second thought. How does that imagined life feel? It sounds successful, right? But here's the truth. Most of the people you see living like this are not successful at all. A large number of them are paying for cars they can't afford, traveling to Dubai on credit cards they'll be paying off for months, and ordering expensive dishes at renowned restaurants, leaving them with bills they can't cover. These people are living in a lie, pretending to be wealthy while drowning in debt. It's all smoke and mirrors because impressing others on social media is far easier than actually building real wealth. Seeing others flaunt their extravagant lifestyles might tempt you to join the show-off game, especially when you feel like everyone around you is living a better life. But that's not the reality. In fact, 37% of Americans can't cover unexpected costs over $400. 39% are worried they won't be able to pay their bills, and 60% of American households can't afford to buy a new car. When you reach a financial level where you can own millions of dollars, you'll realize that the ability to buy anything you want is one of the greatest perks of wealth. That's the goal we're all aiming for when we're driven to build wealth. However, in the early days, remember that you can't live a lavish lifestyle like a king and still build real wealth. While it's easy to be tempted by flashy things like expensive cars, designer clothes, or luxurious meals at fine restaurants, these are just temporary moments of satisfaction. In reality, these things will quickly lose their value and won't help you build a solid, long-lasting financial foundation. Instead of spending money on fleeting items, think about investing in income-generating assets like stocks, cryptocurrency, or real estate. These are investment channels that can grow in value over time and create passive income for you. These assets not only help preserve the value of your wealth, but they also open up new opportunities, giving you the freedom to do whatever you want. The key is that when you invest in these high-potential assets, you won't just enrich yourself. You'll create a life that's full and financially free, rather than chasing after short-term desires. Be patient, invest wisely, and you'll eventually reap the sweet rewards of those smart decisions. The third thing you need to avoid is trying to do everything on your own. You might be very good at what you do, but no matter how hard you try, you can never outperform a team of talented people working together. This is true not only in your career, but in every field, whether it's sports, business, or any activity that involves creativity and growth. Look at anyone who has achieved major success in sports or business. If you dig deeper into their story, you'll realize that their success wasn't the result of just one person, but a team of talented individuals who helped them go further, faster, and stronger. Each person on the team plays a vital role in creating the bigger picture of success. Take Elon Musk as an example. On the surface, you might think he's a genius entrepreneur who achieved everything on his own. But the truth is completely the opposite. Musk isn't just an exceptional individual. He was a crucial part of a team that founded PayPal. When eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion in 2002, this team of tech experts spread through the industry like wildfire. They didn't just create a successful company. They completely changed the landscape of the tech industry for years to come. The founders of PayPal went on to create many other massive companies, including YouTube, Yelp, LinkedIn, and of course SpaceX. They're known as the PayPal Mafia because of the strong bond and immense power this group holds. They didn't just build successful companies together. They supported each other, invested in each other's projects, exchanged advice, and helped each other grow. This is a clear example showing that collaboration and sharing efforts among talented individuals will yield far greater results than trying to do alone. So, what if you don't have the goal of starting a billion-dollar company, but simply want to earn extra income from side job? Do you need to build a huge team like Elon Musk? The answer is no, but you still need help from those around you. In fact, many older business owners today are struggling to keep up with technology and the internet. I'm not saying this to criticize them, but because many of them don't realize that there are numerous online tools that can help them handle almost everything. Managing teams, processing invoices, tracking projects, and even building and optimizing websites. These are powerful tools that previous generations didn't have, but today's younger generation has a significant advantage in this area. We live in an era where technology is advancing at an incredibly fast pace. These modern online tools can help anyone save time and effort, allowing them to focus on the tasks that create the most value. However, not everyone knows how to fully leverage their potential. This raises an important question. If older business owners don't know how to do many tasks online, who will they turn to for help? The answer is clear. They need young people, those with skills in technology and online tools, to bring their businesses into the 21st century. This is a huge opportunity for younger generations. If you can help them transition into the digital world, assisting with managing and optimizing their work while boosting revenue and business efficiency, not only will you earn money, but you'll also build a long-lasting and valuable partnership. So, if you have skills in technology and the internet, regardless of the field you're in, don't hesitate to share them with others. Sometimes helping others isn't just a good deed, it's also a great opportunity for you to grow, expand your network, and earn income from projects that could change the course of your career. Remember, in today's world, no one can succeed alone. Collaboration, sharing, and complementary skills will always be the key to helping you go further and achieve bigger goals. The fourth thing you need to avoid is letting too many people interfere with your decisions. Have you ever felt like you're being pulled in a million different directions? This happens in all aspects of life, from work to fitness. It seems like everyone has a different opinion on what you should focus on, and this can leave you feeling confused, unsure what the right decision is. You might find yourself being pulled towards paths like becoming a doctor, entrepreneur, joining the family business, working a stable 9-to-5 job, traveling, or starting a family. These paths could all be considered potential avenues for your life. The problem is that the sheer number of options can be overwhelming. You can't process all the information and choices, leading to what's called cognitive overload. When your brain has to handle too much information, it struggles to make decisions. This leaves you stuck, unable to take action, or even if you do, it becomes incredibly hard to move forward. So what's the solution? The approach I often use is to start with the end goal in mind and work backward from there. Even though I don't always know exactly what I'll be doing in the future, I always have a clear idea of my goal. Then, I figure out the necessary steps to reach that goal. When you have a clear goal, you'll know where to find the right information and advice that align with your objective. This helps you easily filter out unnecessary opinions and only listen to those who can genuinely help you achieve your goal. That's why you need to limit the number of opinions you receive. You don't need to listen to everyone around you, because not everyone has the experience or expertise needed to give useful advice. Instead of taking advice from everyone, seek counsel from true experts in the field you're pursuing. These experts could be mentors, successful individuals in your area, or educational videos from credible professionals. These sources will offer specific, focused, and accurate advice, helping you move closer to your ultimate goal. Remember, you don't need to know everything right away. You can start with what you already know and continue learning as you face new challenges. The key is not to be overwhelmed by too many conflicting options and advice. If you don't do this, you'll end up mentally exhausted, leading to decision paralysis. When you can't make a decision, you won't be able to take action or move forward. This isn't laziness. It's because your brain is overwhelmed and unable to process too much information at once. Therefore, you need to learn how to take control of your decisions and not let too many people interfere with what you do. Focus on your goal, seek advice from those who truly have expertise, and simplify the decision-making process. When you do this, you'll be able to achieve what you want without feeling overwhelmed or procrastinating. The fifth thing you need to avoid is letting your ego take control. This is extremely important, and I want you to understand this from the start. Arrogant people will never watch this video in its entirety. They think they already know everything, so why bother watching? But this arrogance is the very problem. It blinds you to opportunities that could truly change your life. People driven by ego often focus only on the big picture, always dreaming about the ultimate goal. It sounds dynamic and full of drive, but in reality, this is a dangerous trap. When you look too far ahead, you tend to overlook the small, yet incredibly important steps that lead to true success. A clear example is when some people might skim through this video just to check off the 7 points, instead of stopping and truly absorbing the insight from each part. By doing so, they miss out on valuable information that could shorten their journey. This is what arrogance keeps them from realizing. If you're not willing to stop and listen, you'll never learn what really matters. And not learning is how you close the door on opportunities to grow. When you're too arrogant, you begin to believe you don't need advice from others, especially those who may know more than you. You think you're good enough to do it all on your own. But the truth is, true wealth doesn't come from blind confidence. It comes from humility, from constantly keeping an open mind and learning continuously. You have to understand that you don't know everything. It is when you realize this that real growth begins. The more you learn, the more you realize how little you actually know. This is the iceberg principle. What you know is just the tip of the iceberg, and the vast majority of knowledge lies beneath the surface. That's the important part. Arrogance makes you forget this. You may feel like you're already good enough, but most of the understanding you need to truly succeed is still out of your reach. In short, arrogance is the fire that burns your path to wealth. It convinces you that you're too good to learn, too smart to listen, and too important to take the small steps that lead to greatness. But if you don't put your ego aside, if you don't humbly learn from others, you'll remain stuck in place. And this is why so many talented people never truly achieve success in life. Remember, wealth doesn't just come from what you know. It comes from continuously learning and expanding your vision. The sixth thing you need to avoid is blaming others. There's a saying that goes something like this. The person who blames others still has a long way to go. The person who blames themselves has come halfway. The person who doesn't blame anyone has reached the destination. Imagine you're standing in front of a magnifying glass and a mirror. In life, you'll have to choose between reaching for one of these two things every day. If you choose the magnifying glass, it will give you the ability to focus and scrutinize others. This is a dangerous path because it leads to the blame game. I understand this to some extent. When things go wrong in life, it's only natural to want to blame someone else, anyone but yourself. I'm sure there's been a time when you blamed the teacher for a bad test score, even though you spent more time scrolling through social media than working. Or maybe you blamed traffic for being late, even though you left the house 10 minutes later than planned. But here's the important thing. These small moments of blaming won't just stay small. Over time, they become a habit that's hard to break. I'm sure you've heard people say things like, the government hates young people, the system has it out for people like me, my boss doesn't like me, I'm not rich enough to start a business, or life never gave me the right opportunities. The more you use the magnifying glass, the bigger your reasons and excuses become. However, if you choose the mirror, you'll instead focus on the things you can actually control, your thoughts and your actions. So, to apply the wisdom from the saying, to become the person who reaches the destination, you need to choose the mirror, not the magnifying glass. The seventh thing you need to avoid is staying stuck in place. This is your comfort zone, the place where you feel safe and protected, where you retreat to avoid challenges and risks. However, be aware that there's no space for growth within this circle. It's almost like a prison you've built for yourself, with no exit and no way to grow. When you stay in this comfort zone, you limit yourself and can never achieve greater things in life. According to some studies, more than half of the people in the UK never leave their comfort zone, and 45% of them worry that one day they'll regret not taking the risk and stepping outside their safe zone. Can you see yourself in those numbers? Are you someone who always seeks safety and avoids unfamiliar challenges? If so, you're not alone, and there's no shame in it. However, if you remain in this comfort zone forever, you'll never grow and achieve what you truly want. So, what can you do to break free from this self-imposed prison? Well, you need to expand your comfort zone. It's not easy because our minds are trained to avoid risk, and this has been ingrained in us since childhood. But remember, only when you start expanding your comfort zone can you discover new opportunities and hidden potential you never thought possible. Remember, you can expand your comfort zone as much as you want. This space is limitless. You have the power to create new opportunities for yourself if you dare to step beyond the boundaries you've set for yourself. Don't let fear or uncertainty hold you back. If you don't push beyond your current limits, you'll miss out on all the opportunities that could change your life. So, be courageous, try new things, and don't fear failure. Growth only comes when you face challenges head-on and expand your comfort zone. To achieve true wealth, You need the wisdom to avoid the traps that many people easily fall into. Don't let your ego dictate your decisions or keep you stuck in your comfort zone. Be humble and always keep an open mind to learn. Don't fear stepping outside your familiar boundaries. Many dream of becoming wealthy, but they let fear or arrogance stop them from taking those crucial steps forward. Remember, true wealth doesn't just come from money. It comes from continuous growth and the wisdom to seize opportunities when they arise. Break through your limits, and wealth will come to you.